Hey, Trench Dogs, how you doing? It's Jamie East here, along with,
Alice Brine.
and joining us from New York City, Manhattan, it is
Margaret Abrams.
Margaret. How are you doing? Margaret, tell everybody what you do for a living.
I am a lifestyle editor here at the Daily Mail in New York, and I cover a lot of style and beauty and entertainment. So this is basically our Super Bowl, royal wedding, everything in one.
Right, right. Hang on a second. Is it actually happening? Come on.
So I was convinced it was a ruse for a really long time. I am a longtime Swiftie, and I just thought there was no way this woman who has been fantasizing about her wedding for 20 years would get married at Madison Square Garden. But they are shutting down the streets. We at the Daily Mail have been hearing to be ready basically all weekend. We are on call like doctors. So yes, I do think it is happening this weekend at MSG.
See, I am still adamant it's a ruse because they're that rich. So I think, and I know I sound insane, but I think they've got so much money that they've got, because they're being so obvious with it. They're like, oh, make sure the paparazzi get a photo of a forklift driver in a Taylor Swift t-shirt wheeling in a grand piano. And then there's like, make sure you get the big polystyrene staircase getting like dragged in. I reckon they've spent so much money and then they've paid to block the streets. They've paid for police details. And then they're going to put on like an awesome Cure Kids free concert whilst they go and have a wedding somewhere else and so all the media is distracted. I still think it could happen, but I also am aware it's highly unlikely. They probably are just getting married there. What do you reckon?
Right. What's the proof, Margaret? What have we got?
Well, I think that is an insane theory. I think it is entirely possible that they will do something really quietly in Rhode Island and then have some kind of concert. We've heard murmurs about performers. Obviously, all of her celebrity friends are coming. But the reason why something is definitely happening is people are canceling concerts. We have Mariska Hargitay, one of her longtime friends. She named her cat after her Law and Order character, canceling performances. So I think if it was not happening, if there was not something to go to, that wouldn't be happening. But at the same time, it could certainly be a concert. It could be something with Disney Plus. She's worked with them time and time again. But something is going on this weekend at MSG. I also think this is a woman who is so careful about appearances, reputation, and she knows if she shuts down this entire city for the busiest travel weekend of the year, she will be hated, and she does not want that.
Well, I've spoken to a few New Yorkers. They're seething. This is not how you ingratiate yourself to the otherwise friendly, calm, and collected Manhattan residents, right?
Exactly. And I will say, so it's Madison Square Garden, this enormous venue. And then right across the street and really underneath it, you have Penn Station, where you take the train anywhere you want to go. And famously, New Yorkers do not stay in the city for the 4th of July. You go to anyone's house with a beach, a pool. So they are getting on that train. But how are they going to get on that train with the streets shut down, security, teenage girls hoping to see Taylor Swift? This is going to be a mess.
Yeah, wow. That's the part of it that I'm like, it's almost annoying if it is a ruse because you're not even like, you might as well get married if you're going to do all this, you know? But I still think like all their friends could be canceling shows and stuff because they're going to go to an airplane hangar and get flown to like an actual wedding while some stage distraction happens at MSG. But now that you say that, I'm like, that is the most inconsiderate ruse ever, if it is one. Like crazy.
Right.
Have there been any celebrities that are, I mean, Manhattan's a bit of a celeb spotty place anyway, but is there an unusual kind of like peak of celebrity attendance in the city at the moment?
I mean, well, we're definitely seeing them converge. And I think the most obvious was we literally saw Travis Kelce running through Tribeca the other day. So obviously he is here. He is ready for the wedding. He's maybe searching for some normalcy among this. That's where Taylor obviously lives. So they're coming to the city for something. It could certainly be a concert, but we also had the mayor literally say, the streets are shutting down. We are sending a police detail. He said it is unconfirmed. He did not say exactly what it was, but we did have the mayor saying something is going on at MSG this weekend.
Did anyone spotted Tree Payne? Tree? Because
I
if
do. I
Tree's in
think
town,
yes. I don't know if anyone has spotted Tree. I could certainly ask what she is, but I would assume it's in New York City right now.
I reckon if Tree's in town, it's not a ruse. It's actually happening. That would be the final for me. That's
Well,
what that would do.
I don't know who Tree Payne is. Who's Tree Payne?
Okay,
I'm
so
very
Tree
old.
Payne is her longtime publicist. They've worked together for years, and she's really sort of like a watchdog for Taylor. She is one of the most involved publicists I've ever personally worked with. She She knows every journalist. She knows what you cover, what you think of Taylor, what you've written about Taylor. It is, and also she travels with her in the Disney documentary, which actually I got to watch with Taylor and Tree, which was exciting. It was showing that they are so close that she's with her in every room. So if Tree's here, the wedding is definitely happening.
Amazing. Well, Graham Norton has landed in JFK. That will mean nothing to our American listeners. Graham Norton's like one of our most famous like TV presenters who's really good friends with Taylor, and she invited him. He's arrived at JFK with his husband, Jono. Greg James, who hosts the breakfast show for one of the biggest radio stations in the UK, Radio 1, is not in New York because he's stuck in Sheffield doing a podcast festival, which I'm sure he's very happy about because he loves podcasting, but there must be part of him that's thinking, my calendar really fucked up.
Do you think they could be having a wedding in MSG, but it is still part of a ruse, what we're seeing? So like the grand piano and the weird flowers and stuff. But then when it actually happens, they like are doing it at a post office under Penn State, like, or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we've also heard the possibility. We've heard there's a rehearsal dinner tonight, but we think that could also potentially be the wedding. That's said to have a much smaller guest list. There have been sort of rumors she maybe got married in a smaller ceremony that was in Rhode Island or at one of their houses, which I do think we probably would have seen something about that by now. But you have to remember that this is someone, when she dated Joe Alwyn, we did not see this woman for 7 years. There's a reason we're seeing her right now. She wants to be seen. So it could be something where she's doing something much smaller with family, with longtime friends, and then this massive concert, this massive party to celebrate. Could even be something fan related. It could be streamed later. So I don't think you're on the wrong path. I think that's a definite possibility.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, when Billy Joel has a concert at MSG, you don't see his grand piano getting unpacked out of the truck outside, right? There are loading bays where anything can be hidden and kind of squirreled away at MSG.
Yes.
Taking stuff out of the truck, where I think we saw some they look like banisters of like some kind of like big fairy tale staircase, right? That was quite performative, yeah?
100%. We've seen her building a castle, which a lot of people are saying is very cheesy. It's very Disney adult. We've seen the Mirror Ball, which is one of her songs. I've walked by MSG many times and you see trucks certainly, but you don't even know who's playing. It's not, I'm unloading this, I'm unloading that. I think that is this is someone who loves Easter eggs. She loves these little fun hints to her fans. So it is a little too on the nose, a little too obvious, but with the street shut down, I do think something has to happen.
It's interesting you think that she's going to monetize a wedding in some way, which is, I find wild, considering she has more money than Brazil. Like, and has no real need for any more publicity, that you think that there's some form of possibility of her, like, she's dropping Easter eggs for her fans. She might be filming it for a concert. Disney might be there. I'm going to find it tacky as hell.
And I think a lot of people would. And I will say I've been, a longtime fan of hers. But this is a woman who has monetized literally everything. And I think there's a way for her to say, you guys have been with me for the last 15 years on these journeys. I want to take you to this last journey and do a concert, do something like that. And I think people would be totally split. I think a lot of Swifties would say, I'm so happy to see this. I want to see the rumored 5 dresses you're wearing, your performers, your friends. And then people who would say, ooh, this is a cash grab. This is disgusting. So I think it could go either way. It could be an Instagram rollout. We've heard that Vogue is not going to be releasing the picture she is. So I think there is a way to make some kind of money here while still connecting to her fans.
Yeah. I mean, she's the woman who arrives at her own concerts in a fake cleaning trolley. So for the grand piano but do you think, just weirdly and randomly, she could just decide she wants to have this crazy public wedding and she's just changed her whole tune and is like, no, F it, I'm going to do a mad public wedding and this is actually going to be it?
I mean, it could go either way. I think she knows we think this is like our royal wedding, but at the same time, she's someone who is a true romantic if you listen to her lyrics. I don't know that she would want something so public, but I do think she would want something where the fans are involved and get to see everything that's going on. But I don't see us watching her literally walk down the aisle, tie the knot. I think for someone who has been private in a lot of ways, like she was in a relationship with Maddie Healy for 10 years and we knew nothing about it. I think something is going to be kept private during this.
I need to introduce you to Denise Welch. That will solve that problem.
What's it like Just quickly, what's it like in the like around MSG at the moment? Are there genuinely like paparazzi outside like it's a Met Gala? Like is everyone boots on the ground? What does it look like?
Yeah. I mean, it's total boots on the ground. You see us reporting from there. You see Page 6. I think TMZ is there because it's like we've seen now pictures of every single truck that's rolled up, the floral trucks, the castle building. It is the new Met Gala where everyone wants to be there. And I do wonder, I know they're shutting things down, but are these Swifties going to try to show up just to get a glimpse of her? Which I will say it is currently 100 degrees out. So that would be very intense if her fans start coming, which Jack Antonoff's wedding, which she was just there, she wasn't even getting married. Fans literally line the streets of this tiny New Jersey town. So I don't know why they wouldn't do the same tonight.
It's just perfect though. Like if every bit of press all in the world is over here, it's going to be hard for them to suddenly get to like Martha's Vineyard where she's actually having the wedding. I just still can't I can't let that go.
Well, so Stevie Nicks and Tim McGraw are said to be performing. Do we know that? Is Stevie been knocking around? I mean, Stevie Nicks, what a dream wedding singer, right?
Right. And a longtime friend of Taylor's and sort of involved with the whole Maddie Healy situationship. She wrote a poem for Taylor's album, The Tortured Poets Department, about her and Maddie. She obviously wore the Stevie Nicks basketball shirt to the Knicks game at MSG. There are a lot of tie-ins happening here.
That is.
And Maddie Healy is also getting married this weekend.
Matty Healy's getting married. What? Whoa.
Maybe you can confirm this. This has been a rumor too that they are both getting married the same weekend.
Oh my God! Imagine if it's just like a fake. Imagine if it's just like a fake wedding just to annoy Matty Healy.
I mean, I'm into that kind of petty, but the Stevie Nicks T-shirt at MSG.
She's dropped it. Yeah,
That would. I mean, as a Swiftie myself, only recently. That's the type of shit she does. Damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Phoebe Waller-Bridge is there in town. Dua Lipa's in town. It's nice to see Dua Lipa getting a bit of a break, bit of a holiday. You know, after a grueling.
Yeah, she hasn't had enough.
Hey, she apparently, rumor has it she worked for 3 hours last week, so that girl needs a break.
Honestly, she's next capacity.
I know. Anya Taylor-Joy and her husband Malcolm McRae were seen walking through the streets of NYC. Sabrina Carpenter was in a pizza restaurant the other night. It's all kicking off. It's exciting. Presumably, do we have anyone that's going to feed us any info throughout? Do we have a mole? You wouldn't tell me anyway, would you?
I mean, I have heard, it's funny because I have a lot of sort of details and we're going to have to wait to see if they happen or not. We're hearing these 5 wedding gowns, which I think would be really interesting. We're hearing that her longtime stylist has dressed not just her family, but all of Travis Kelce's family. They have custom outfits. They have jewels. They've been flying in for fittings. So yes, there are a lot of boots on the ground for the Daily Mail, but we still really won't know until we see pictures, until we see paparazzi, until she posts something, if everything we've been told is actually happening.
It sounds exhausting. It's like, I'm exhausted. I'm not there. I know no one there. And it's not even my wedding. And already I'm just, it's wiped me out.
And I will say a lot of New Yorkers feel that way. It is now 100 degrees. It's a holiday weekend. A lot of people are trying to get out of town. So it is not really garnering goodwill for her within the city.
I can't believe that New Yorkers are showing a lack of patience and a lack of reverence for celebrity. That's shocked me. Listen, we can't wait we may get you back on Monday or something like that after the event. Presumably, there will still be people. They'll be doing the YMCA to an empty dance floor by then. There'll be a woman crying on the stairs. There'll be someone throwing up on the stage. It'll be, we'll be into the last hours of it. So maybe we'll get you back on to tell us exactly what's been happening. How does that sound?
I would love that. There is nothing I love to talk about more.
Please.
Us too. Trash. Bring it. We love it. Bring us the tea, Margaret.
Anyway, I've got to get to Heathrow. I've got a flight to JFK for no particular reason.
You bitch.
I'll see you there.